So I understand why it's got us closer. I don't know that I would have us favored, but I like the fact that, this Buckeye team has something to focus on other than, man, we kind of blew that Illinois game. Well, don't worry. The next thing you have on your agenda is to get revenge for that Maryland game that was not where you should be, not close to representing who you are. So flush that Illinois game and move on to this game on Thursday.
More basketball. Cavs scored 91 points in the first half against the Mavs yesterday. It was the first game since Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers. Now, I've told you this, for election night, like American election night, I like to watch international television. I like to watch the BBC. And here's why. Because they talk to you like you're 5. Because the rest of the world has no idea how American politics works. They don't know what Congress means. They don't know what Senate means. They don't know that, there's 2 senators for every single state. So what they do on these international broadcasts is they simplify it to you like you've never heard any of this before. And it's a good refresher. Because for a lot of us, we haven't heard it since we were in school. See, in the U.S., they have this thing called the House of Representatives. And they break it all down. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's what I want you to do right now, explaining this trade to me. Because this Anthony Davis trade,
Luka Doncic.
Luka trade, everybody's got an opinion. I don't know who's right, who's wrong, what the hell's going on. Explain it to me.
Well, would you like an NFL quarterback comparison? Would that help things?
Is this going to be like Schefter giving me a bad one, or?
I'll give you this one. You tell me if I think this one makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Teddy, you watch some NBA. You tell me if I'm wrong here. If the Commanders traded Jaden Daniels away to get like Jared Goff, that's kind of what this feels like, where it's like this dude with all the promise. Obviously, Luka's been in the league longer. This is not a perfect comparison, but you're trading away a young, probably could be a top 5. Luka is a top 5, top 3 guy in the NBA. You're trading that away because of some frivolous arguments their GM is making to get Anthony Davis, who is a very talented player. No doubt, has won a championship, has very good. He's a top 10, top 15 player, right? But you are trading away a guy who is just about to enter his prime for a guy who's leaving his prime, who isn't as good in his prime as the guy you just traded away. And the whole reason, apparently, the Mavs did this was because they think Luka Doncic is a little pudgy and doesn't really commit to playing defense. This man has scored 70 points in a game, Mike. This man has scored a 60-point triple-double. This man is a triple-double machine. He is one of the best offensive players we have ever seen in the NBA. And when LeBron retires, the league, the number 1 player they will talk about offensively for the next 15 years, Luka Doncic is believed to be that guy. He is the way LeBron is talked about offensively, not just scoring, but being able to set up an offense, direct things, move things around. LeBron in his prime, and now Luka. The comps to him are LeBron, Kobe, Luka. That's where this guy falls in the pantheon. And you traded him away. Essentially, you got 1 first-round pick for this guy.
So what's the Dallas rationale? Why? Just because they, like you said, Pudgy doesn't work hard on defense? That's the reason why?
Dude, when this happened, just know all of NBA Twitter went, this is not real. Shams Charania, who reported this, who's the NBA guy now for ESPN, when he tweeted this out, people said, Shams got hacked. This isn't real.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
No one believed this was true because it was such a ridiculously lopsided deal in favor of the Lakers.
If that's the case, every trade has to be approved by the league. Why would the league approve the trade?
Good question. Do you remember when David Stern, the Chris Paul deal to the Lakers, they were going to trade, I want to say it was when Charlotte was in New Orleans and they were New Orleans for a minute. Remember that?
Yes.
And they were going to trade Chris Paul to the Lakers for basically nothing.
And
David Stern
trade.
came in and was like, absolutely not. This is an unfair trade. If David Stern were alive, I do wonder if he, again, it's not that there are reasons for people to be optimistic. The Mavs are saying we're getting Anthony Davis, who's a top defensive player in the league, who can still get you 25 and 12 every single night. He is phenomenally good. They're adding him to a team that already has some big guys. So now they feel like our front court could be the best in the NBA. We got Kyrie Irving back there running things. We got some other guards that can pop in where Luka was. And we'll be better defensively in the backcourt because Luka didn't play a lot of defense. So it'll be this great defensive team that should get a lot of rebounds because of Anthony Davis. It's not totally flawed logic.
Are they good enough to win the championship this year?
Not in my mind. Right now, they're a play-in team.
Okay.
So, like, they have to work to get back to that level. If they get in the playoffs and get on a run, sure. But the whole point of this is you are trading away a franchise guy in Luka Doncic who wanted to be there. He loves Dallas. The reports are he just bought a $15 million house last week. And when they told him he got traded, he cried.
Oh, man.
Like, this guy loves your community, wanted to be in Dallas for the rest of his career from all reports. In the NBA, if you are drafted by a team and you stay with that team when you get off your rookie deal, you can sign a supermax contract. It is more money than anyone else in the league can offer you. They did this to prevent guys from getting drafted to like a smaller team and then instantly going and forming a super team. This contract he could have gotten is like $340 million. Now with Dallas trading him, he can't get that. No other team can offer him that.
What's he got to settle for, like $250?
Sure. Yeah, right. But what I'm saying is the idea if Dallas's logic is, well, he wouldn't have signed here because we're just Dallas. We're only the 5th biggest market. He wants to go to a real city. It's like you could have offered him more money than anyone. He loved it there. He apparently bought a house there.
Like you just said, he bought a house last week, $15 million. Let him live.
This is a trade that blindsided everyone. Like, if you saw it, go look up Jason Kidd. They had the press conference was up in Cleveland right before the Cavs destroyed them because all their players just opted out of this game and said, nope, we're not playing tonight. If you go watch that, Jason Kidd is sitting next to their GM, and their GM is like, oh, yeah, he didn't even know. I didn't tell him. And Jason Kidd's just like, I want to murder this guy. Is what he kind of looks like.
Who's the GM? And did he come from Saginaw?
Oh, I forget his name. It's Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison's previous job before running the Mavericks was he ran Nike. And you know what one of his biggest claims to fame was at Nike? Steph Curry came in saying, hi, I'm Steph Curry. I'm becoming a huge thing. Steph Curry had a Nike contract, but it was expiring. And he said, I'm looking for a shoe deal where I get my own signature shoe. Nico Harrison said, no signature shoe, and accidentally kept calling him Seth Curry in the entire meeting. So he went with Under Armour. Like, this is the guy that's running this deal that made this trade. He kind of screws these things up. So it's almost like this is just one of the worst trades we've ever seen.
Bad news for the Blue Jackets. Details coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slower traffic on southbound 71 on the north side between 670 and Main Street. And watch for a disabled vehicle that's on eastbound 70 on the east side after the 71 east split. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for Affinity Whole Health. I've trusted Affinity for 7 years for their testosterone replacement therapy. Why? Because it's natural for our bodies to gradually lose testosterone over time. This leads to brain fog, fatigue, muscle loss, low sex drive, none of the things you want. If you want to feel like you did in your prime and get your energy back, better mood, higher sex drive, increase muscle mass, then get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Affinity is local. They're accessible. They ship the treatments right to your door. feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all.
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan.
You can download the Fan app,
Or listen at home on your smart speaker.
or open up the iHeartRadio app.
Or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the dopes at The Fan.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet for good feet. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again? Visit the Good Feet store today or visit goodfeet.com.
All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. No Desmond Howard death wishes since 2012. This is Man and Bone.
Hey! It's Yikes Monday. Yikes coming up at 4:30. Hey, Jackets lose to Dallas last night, and their ugliest sin, green highlighter uniforms.
You know I tend to like a
I know
highlighter
you do.
uniform.
You're
No,
gross.
No, but I'm going to tell you, like, I understand why you hate it. Like, I do see it. I get it. It's
Want to know why?
Why is that?
They're ugly. They burn my retinas.
I like the burning of the retinas, but I get it. It's not, they already have a great uniform. I like a green uniform. They have a fine uniform. Just stick with that. You don't need the highlighter colors.
Everson was upset about a goal challenge that didn't work out.
What'd you think of that? I mean, to me, in real time, it looked like his stick was a mile up in the air. Then I watched the replay, and I'm like, it gets to be pretty high. What is the rule? It has to be under the crossbar or at the level of the crossbar, I want to say. So the Stars player tips in a puck that was, heading upward. He does knock it down. It goes in, and his stick is right at that line. It's to me, I think you could have absolutely said it was a high stick. But
Everson said it was. Even after the fact.
You could see Werenski even on the ice at the time of the goal. Like, they cut to him, and he's looking around like, this isn't going to... You can tell, like, the look on his face seemed to be indicating they're going to review this. There's no way that's a good goal. And didn't feel like it in real time. Everson afterwards said it didn't look like it, with the replay. I tend to agree with him, so...
Well, the good news is everybody's just dropping on this team now. I was worried about Werenski for a second because he went back to the dressing room. Marchenko got a puck to the face, just sitting on the bench.
Right.
Wasn't during game action, got a puck to the face, so his jaw is broken. So he's going to be gone for at least 6 to 8 weeks because that's the usual tally for a broken jaw. He had surgery today to, wire his mouth shut.
Yeah, it's, and that's one of the things that I always find fascinating because Connor Bedard had this happen last year, right? And then came back, I want to say.
right.
It was like in January, and then I want to say he came back roughly in around 6 weeks. So be great for the Jackets if you could get that kind of timeline for Marchenko. But like what fascinates me is I know they're taking in calories. They've got protein shakes and all kinds of stuff they can do to get the calories in. But you're trying to maintain being an elite athlete, trying to maintain your physical condition while having your jaw wired shut, while not being able to like eat food normally. For me, that would be like probably just if in any job, I would just say, I'm out for the year. Call me next year. I'm just going to take a while to get over this. But for these guys, I'm sure they will all, Kirill Marchenko will do his very best to get back on the ice as soon as possible and probably be good once he gets back. I don't know how they do it.
They are in Buffalo tomorrow. It's a game that I'd like. Look, I said when this road trip started, this 4-game road trip, I want 4 points. I want split it 2-2. And they got the first 2, and so in theory, we should be happy with anything else. But you got to start winning some more games consistently on the road, and you got to win them against bad teams. And Buffalo's bad.
Yeah.
So go to Buffalo and win. Get yourself a nice 6-point road tally here, and then come home. Who's next? Rangers?
I forget. That could be right. I have no idea.
Let's say it's right.
Let's say it's the Rangers.
Let's say it's the Rangers.
Yeah, you're still very much in this fight, and you got to keep proceeding as usual and hope that you get some of the other guys who've been on the shelf. They're going to start coming back soon. So when that happens, yes, you don't have Kirill Marchenko, but you got to tread water for now. Do the best you can. And then when you start getting reinforcements back, hopefully you're still in this playoff hunt. That's the big thing.
All right, here's what I really want to do today. I want to talk to Teddy. How you doing, Ted?
Doing good, Mike.
I want you to talk to us about what went down in the Royal Rumble, because I know you watched it.
I did watch it.
I want a full breakdown, match by match, of what went down. How long was it? Was it 3 nights again?
No. Royal Rumble is just one night.
Oh, just one night.
And there's just 4 total matches, actually.
4 total matches.
Yeah, you get your 2 Royal Rumbles.
Okay.
You get your men, and you get your women. You had a tag match, and then you had the heavyweight championship match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes.
All right, see, look, back in the day, back when I was banging, when I would watch the wrestling, we didn't have this separate Royal Rumble match. One for the men, one for the ladies. You had one match. And if it just so happened, like China was going to be in the match, then she's in the match. She's fighting men.
Well, now they got they have a women's division, though. So now
there's a lot. Yeah. You can't just, unless you're going to have like 15 women and 15 men. I mean, it's got to be fair.
And by the way, you got to have at some point, you get all the surprise entrants, right? That's the beauty of the Royal Rumble is sometimes they're bringing back people.
What were the surprises, Teddy?
Well, a big surprise on the female side was our very own Alexa Bliss. She showed back up. She hasn't been there in quite a while.
She wasn't there in a while?
Yeah, and she came, and people didn't think she was going to be there at all, and it's a big surprise. So that was really cool.
Still hot?
She's doing all right for herself, yeah. And the men's side, the biggest thing was that Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, which
I didn't know he was big enough to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he's really come along the last, probably couple years and last 6 months. He's really taken off. He's really over, and he's a great entrance song and everything, and people just love to sort of sing along. And he does has the yeet that he does.
The yeet.
Yeah,
yeet.
Come on, you're down with the yeet, right?
Oh, yeah. You know what, Teddy? I went to Peacock and I found this and I watched some of the Rumble. The men's Rumble match was the only part I caught.
They had the yeet on the cock?
Yeah, they sure did. That's right.
Yeah, and Braun Breaker, he killed a guy.
Oh, dude.
Killed a guy?
Dude,
well, almost killed a guy.
You should look this up, Mike. There's a guy called, is it like
Speed?
I Heart Speed. He's a streamer. He's a guy who's famous on YouTube. Speed, what a lot of people call him. This guy, they had him backstage, and Triple H is like, Speed, get in there. You're in the match. And he's like, what? Huh? And then they have the intro music ready for him. He runs out there. He hops in the match. And then Braun Breaker, who is
Rick Steiner's son. Scott Steiner, our guy's nephew.
Yeah. This dude's built like a brick bleep house, No,
numbers don't lie.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as Speed gets in there, he did a backflip or something, or he did a couple things, did a little backflip, and you see Braun Breaker just running the ropes, and you're like, oh boy.
He runs the ropes faster than anybody, too.
Dude, and he looked like a missile, launching into this guy. Andy Katzenmoyer on Kobe Jones. Was that the guy? What was the guy's name that got hit for the Corby Jones?
Yeah.
Not Kobe Jones.
John Corby Jones.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah.
That Missouri quarterback. That's about the closest thing I can replicate, except all those guys had football pads on. This dude got annihilated. And I understand wrestling fake. That part is not. When they get hit at a million miles an hour.
How did the honky tonk man do?
I did not see him. Did you see him?
There? I didn't see him. I don't think
he was there.
Shake, rattle, and roll?
Yeah, there was no shake, rattle, and rolling for him. No.
Too bad.
I will tell you this, Mike, because at the end of this match, you had Jey Uso and John Cena. Final two left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Well, Cena's back.
Cena came back.
This is his last year. His retirement tour.
He came out to the music and he held up his little towel and he said, "One more time," and like for the Rumble. And then he runs in and does all this stuff. I don't know when this happened, but you need to go look at John Cena at the end of this match. He looks like, again, only if you're a wrestling fan, when you know JBL, he's turned into JBL. Like he 100% looks like Bradshaw just standing in the ring. Like that's who he looks like now with jorts. He still wears the jorts, but his face, his haircut, he doesn't look like John Cena now. Whatever he had done to his face, he looks like JBL. So that's no good.
Right. So anyway, that's it.
It was I give it 2 thumbs up. As
Two thumbs up.
Yeah, it was very good and very entertaining. Had a great time watching it.
Well, yesterday was one of my least favorite days of the year. I'll tell you why coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slower traffic if you're on eastbound 670 between Cleveland Avenue and 71. And things are looking a little slow on eastbound 70 on the east side between Livingston Avenue and 33. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life, so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
I'm Leslie from Pella, Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One thing we keep hearing here in town, Wilson, is that the cost of Pella windows actually pleasantly surprises most people.
Pleasantly surprised?
You get the Pella next level quality and looks, but we also have 5 different lines to fit most budgets.
Our customers are almost always surprised, but it's never pleasant. Is there such thing as like angrily surprised?
Price is a little high.
Oh no, they're a lot high.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit HollywoodColumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and we are getting ready. You see, this ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. So get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is going to be key to hoisting that Lombardi trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Looking at Saquon Barkley on the app now, plus 285 to get 2+ touchdowns. Gotta like that action. Lines and odds are subject to change. But hey, new DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TheFan971. That's code TheFan971. And new customers will get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Ohio only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
If your garage door is so lopsided that it looks like it could open from the left to the right, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and yes, I have a new update for you. I know you're thinking one of these weeks I'll put up a goose egg, but not yet. Not with Awaken 180. Another 4.8 pounds down last week with Awaken 180. And if you're following along, it's sure fun for me. 42 pounds in just 8 weeks. Let's put weight aside. I've stopped snoring thanks to Awaken 180. And what does that mean? Happy wife, happy life. Plus, bonus, I wake up feeling great because I'm actually sleeping through the night. Energy levels high, less pain in my knees, and now I'm able to play at the little gym with Willie and throw him up and down and watch him be a crazy man. I know most of these messages talk about how much weight I'm losing, but it's more about what losing weight is making me win in every other area of my life. For the big game this weekend, I'm pumped. Wings, meatballs, adult beverages, everything's still on the table while losing weight with Awaken 180. Let them show you how easy it is and give Awaken 180 a call. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with college basketball and take a look ahead. Both the Ohio State men and women have ranked opponents on the horizon this week. The OSU men will play one game at home and one game out on the road. On Thursday night, they host number 18 Maryland. Tip-off is at 7. Then on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, the Buckeyes are in Lincoln to face Nebraska. Meanwhile, the 8th-ranked Ohio State women will play a pair of road games in L.A. against new Big Ten foes UCLA and USC. On Wednesday night, it's a matchup against the top-ranked Bruins at 9:30. Then on Saturday night at 9, the Buckeyes face number 7 Southern California. Hockey last night, the Blue Jackets fell to the Stars in Dallas by a final of 5-3. That loss snapped a 3-game win streak for Columbus. Next up, the CBJ conclude their 4-game road trip tomorrow night in Buffalo with a matchup against the Sabres. Face-off is at 7. And in the NBA, the Cavaliers routed the Mavericks last night 144-101. Next up, they host the Celtics tomorrow night at 7:30. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only thing better than watching football is talking about it. So we invented Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. The only thing harder than common man's arteries is T-Bone thinking about a red-bellied woodpecker. This is Man and Bone.
Man and Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. It is Yikes Monday. Yikes. At 4:30. Yesterday, one of my least favorite days of the year.
Why is that?
It was Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's right.
You know my thoughts on Groundhog Day? I hate it with the white-hot intensity of 1,000 suns. I want you to try to think about explaining Groundhog Day to someone who knows nothing of it. Right? You can't with a straight face because it's stupid. Let me help you. All right. So in the wintertime, a bunch of white old men in top hats gather around a tree stump. People get up early to watch them as they pull a big giant rat out of one of the trees, which, by the way, is called Gobbler's Knob. All right.
I think Tyvis Powell has that on his unlocked Amazon Fire Stick.
Knob! It's called Gobbler's Knob. They hold the groundhog rat thing up in the air, and they ask it a question. Do you see your shadow, Punxsutawney Phil or Buckeye Chuck?
Whichever one it is.
Whoever. right? And then presumably the groundhog answers them and predicts the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And then people cheer, and it's a whole thing. What a bunch of crap. First of all, yesterday, Punxsutawney Phil said 6 more weeks of winter. He saw his shadow. Okay. But Buckeye Chuck.
What's going on? What are you doing over there, Paul Harvey?
I gotta get my official
You got your
papers out.
What happened with Buckeye Chuck?
Buckeye Chuck didn't see his shadow, and he says early spring.
Oh, there's a dispute, huh?
There's a dispute. I mean, one state over.
Yeah.
And apparently we're going to have tropical temperatures here, but in Pennsylvania at Gobbler's Knob, the snow flurries will be flying.
Can I tell you, I really enjoy how angry this dumb tradition makes you.
It's so stupid.
Because no one takes it seriously other than the people who at these tourist trap towns are like, yeah, if you come up here, you can see our, groundhog. And then they sell little tchotchkes and say, I was a Groundhog Day. Like, that's fine. That's all it is. No one is planning crop rotations around.
I don't care.
What happens with this?
It's dumb. It's a waste of time.
I mean, it's just a silly tradition.
It's a stupid thing. I'm going to start my own tradition.
What's that?
You know when you can really tell winter's over? When my penis decides to come out of whatever cave it's in and comes back to life.
Yeah.
Let me look. Nope.
Still there?
Still hiding.
You can see it now?
No, I can't see it. That's the problem. It's inverted.
Fair enough.
By the way, how accurate is Punxsutawney Phil? The answer is not so much. His lifetime accuracy is 39%. Here's what I don't understand. Since 1886, he's predicted 6 more weeks of winter 107 times out of his previous 128 predictions. Only 21 times, including 2024, did Phil predict an early spring. There are 9 years recorded where Phil did not make a prediction. What do you mean he didn't make a prediction?
He was in the war. World War I, World War II. Maybe he got caught up to Korea. I don't know. He's flying a plane. I don't know. I don't know what he's capable of. Or maybe they had like some kind of rat scurvy or something. And he just couldn't do it.
Rat scurvy. In ancient Egypt, the problem with a lot of these pharaohs is they had disabilities. They had club foot, right? They had 3 eyeballs because they're all inbred.
Yeah,
because
they didn't want to mess with the bloodline.
Right, they're mating with their biological mothers and sisters, and we got to keep it pure. Apparently, pure means weird, so we got to keep it pure.
I mean, that's
my question. Does Punxsutawney Phil have some sort of official bloodline? Like, can you trace?
I think so. I think they come from the same. Yeah, I don't know if they're making a mate with siblings or not, but I do think like if Phil, and I don't know Phil's marital status, but whoever he's partnered up with.
No, he's single.
Oh,
he's a celebrity at Gobbler's Knob. He doesn't want to be tied down.
Do you stud him out? Is that what happens?
That's
like,
the question.
At smaller non-Punxsutawney places, are they like, hey, we don't have a groundhog, but we do have a groundhog baby that is from Punxsutawney Phil's loins.
Is Buckeye Chuck a cousin of Punxsutawney Phil? Do they share DNA?
It's a great question. I don't know the answer.
All right.
I mean, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, well, they share the groundhog DNA, don't they? Like they're related that way. You mean like we're all
they're
related?
They're both groundhogs.
Wait, how close of a relationship are you talking? You got to have like papers. They don't have
papers.
Like the American Kennel Club for dogs. They will show you this dog and that dog. They're both champions. They had a baby. That dog's going to have some nice things that tell you how great it is. They don't have that for groundhogs.
Maybe you're saying, common man, you're exaggerating. All right, it's just a little silly thing. Who cares? I'm sorry. I'm used to having something to do and watch over the weekend because here's what I had this weekend. I had Pro Bowl stuff, which to me is even less important than what was going on at Gobbler's Knob.
I agree with you on that.
So I got Pro Bowl nonsense where I turned it on for 2 seconds. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know why. I turned it and it was comical because as soon as I turned it on, I see wide receivers putting big like Mickey Mouse gloves on to catch balls out of a jugs machine. I said, oh, my God, I think I'd rather watch Gobbler's Knob. I'd rather watch Groundhog Day.
No, this is why I get so annoyed with people who will go on, like, whatever. Let's say you're an NFL fan only. You don't, not NFL only fans. That's different. But if you're like a fan of the NFL and that's all you watch is football, you don't care about any other sports, that's fine. I'll let you live. Everybody's allowed to like what they like. However, if you're one of those fans who then hops online whenever like the World Series is on, you're like, oh, baseball. Who even likes this crap? Bleh. Stanley Cup is on. You're like, bleh. Hockey. It's so dumb. When is football back? Ugh. I can't stand you. But if you're that person who will then crap on all these other sports, like you'll crap on the NBA, you'll crap on whatever other sports are out there, but then the Pro Bowl comes on, you're like, I got to watch it because it's football, then you have no right, if you watch the Pro Bowl, to criticize the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball, soccer, auto racing, none of it. Because all of those actually involve real sports that involve actual competition compared to that crap you watched. And if you're willing to watch that, you could give those other sports a chance, because that was not football what you were watching.
I have learned that the NFC won.
Oh, good.
And they have different events. They take all the points for all the events, put them together. NFC won.
Great.
Yeah, dominance.
So glad to hear that.
Yeah. Also, the Kentucky fans booed the hell out of John Calipari on Saturday, as they should. Beautiful. And John Calipari's Arkansas team went in there and won.
That is a big deal.
And let me tell you something, man, because I've heard Rick Pitino lecture people about how Kentucky fans should behave. I just saw Dick Vitale saying how disappointed he was in these Kentucky fans for booing the great John Calipari. Are we not allowed to do anything anymore? Like, this is sports, okay? This is what sports is. You got these guys who, one is a coach, the other one thinks everything's great all the time. I get it, but you're not a fan of one particular team. If we find enjoyment going down to a game, uniting against a common villain and having fun, again, I'm not saying you go to John Calipari's house. I'm not saying you seek him out at the grocery store and throw pears at his face. None of it. But within the context of that arena, if they've decided that John Calipari is going to be their villain, let him live.
Yeah.
They're having fun. It's sports.
By the way, also this weekend was Duke in North Carolina, and I know Dick Vitale loves he's awesome, baby. Loves the Duke North Carolina rivalry, as any college basketball fan should. Do they at Cameron Indoor? If you didn't see this game, Duke destroyed North Carolina. It wasn't, after 5 minutes, this game was over. It was a joke. Hubert Davis may be getting fired because of how bad North Carolina's been this year. Duke is one of the best teams in the country. Did anybody start saying, hey, guys, whoa, these Cameron Indoor fans, they need to calm down. They're giving it to these North Carolina players a little too much. Or do they just say, look at this awesome environment? Because that's what college basketball is. Sometimes your team's awesome. You scream and yell at the other team as they lose by 30. Sometimes the former coach comes back in and wins, but you get to boo him as he's doing it.
And what a great storyline that is, too. Calipari deals with all the booing.
Yeah.
Walks in there with a team that's underperformed all season long, his Arkansas team, and comes out of that hostile environment with a victory. That's a story.
All these ex-coaches, if you ask them for their best stories, they talk about, I'll tell you this, we were there one Saturday night and they were booing the crap out of it. That's all the stories they have, or how the fans were on them and then we went in there and we showed them what's up. So now you can't have that? This generation, we're not allowed to boo anybody?
Look, when it's all said and done and Calipari retires and he's 75 years old, they'll bring him back there. He won a national championship and they'll clap for him, all right?
Absolutely.
It's not now. Don't shame these fans for acting like fans. This is what we want the game to be. Shut up. Go back to Gobbler's Knob. I rediscovered one of life's greatest joys this weekend. I will tell you what, coming up next. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should know that westbound West Broad Street between North Murray Hill Road and Hilliard Rome Road is currently closed due to an accident, so avoid the area. And we've got slower traffic on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt from Livingston Avenue to I-70. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, so you save on all the crunch, all the flavor, all the just pick goodness you love. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop with new low prices on apples, carrots, lettuce, celery, and more. Enjoy fresh savings on fresh produce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
Hey guys, Anthony Rothman here. Let's talk about getting you back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. You need to know your T level, so get tested. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be your answer, and you'll find true experts at Low T Center. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book the appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here from my friends at High Bank Distillery Co., located right here in Columbus. Introducing their newest product, 614 Vodka, Ohio's house vodka. Perfect to make a drink at home or try when you're out at your favorite local restaurant. Learn more at 614vodka.com.
Say yes to Diamond Seller's Wedding Weekend on February 21st and 22nd. Enjoy buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no-interest financing on engagement rings. Visit us in-store and learn more at diamondseller.com.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A little breezy out there, but dry and very warm on this Monday. Temperatures in the low 60s as we go through tonight. A big drop in temperatures and a couple of rain showers while we're sleeping. Waking up on Tuesday morning in the mid-30s. During the day, we'll see some sunshine by the afternoon, but it will be brisk with highs only around 40 degrees. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy?
Yeah.
This ain't one of them.
No, it's not. No. Although, I got to tell you something, Mike, that may send you... I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but it has to do with Punxsutawney Phil, your favorite rodent.
We're done with it now. I said my piece. We're done.
Well, we had a question, and one of our listeners sent us a nice little tweet responding to let us know. This is from Guardians Enjoyer. Thank you for the tweet. That Punxsutawney Phil, we were asking, like, does he have a wife? What's the marital status?
Well, he's been doing this since 1886. I assume this isn't the original Punxsutawney Phil.
You would be wrong.
No, I wouldn't be wrong.
Punxsutawney Phil. No. I'm reading right here. This is from. This is an article from the
Gobbler's Knob Gazette.
No, Thomas Dunkel, president of the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club.
Yeah, that guy's had a lot of sex.
He says that Phil is 137 years old.
All right.
Punxsutawney Phil drinks the magic elixir.
Oh, God.
Says, quote, the magic elixir is something super secret. It's been handed down from handler to handler through the years. It's a concoction of a lot of different herbs and spices and some super secret formulas that only the handler knows. No. On the first Saturday in September, they have...
I, too, drink the magic elixir.
Is that right, Queen? Hello.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah?
Me and Punxsutawney Phil back in the day, we would get it on.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I'd heard
That's why I live so long.
I had always heard you had an affinity for beavers. I wasn't aware you had an affinity for groundhogs as well. Okay.
Yes, I had a beaver of my own. I introduced Phil to my beaver.
I see. Gotcha.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. This is, again, according to the keepers of the groundhog, on the first Saturday in September, Punxsutawney Phil drinks the magic elixir, and for every drink he takes, it adds another 7 years of life to his existence. They have a keg with a little funnel on the end of it, and they bring him out and they turn the funnel on, and if he drinks from it, he gets 7 more years to live.
Who makes the elixir?
All the handlers. It's a secret formula they pass down from generation to generation.
Chelsea handler makes it.
Yeah. So then in this article, they asked I'm glad they asked this because it needs to be said. They asked about how Phil's wife, Phyllis, does she get to drink this as well? And the handler, Mr. Dunkel, said, now, Phyllis, she does not get to drink the elixir. So about every 10 to 15 years, there's a new Phyllis because she doesn't drink the elixir with Phil. So she dies.
So she dies, but then
Punxsutawney Phil lives and is apparently 138 years old.
Okay.
Because of this magic elixir that they could just give to the other. Why not give some to the wife?
No.
Why can't we have Phyllis live? Phyllis from Mulga should have got this elixir as well. My gal.
Paul Fireman, did you see a shadow, Paul?
Oh, my gosh. You know what?
Alabama should have been in the playoff, Paul.
I actually think that would be a really fun way to predict college football playoffs and various other things in college football is just have callers to the Paul Feinbaum show like see their shadow or not. So they run outside and like, Paul, it's cold and rainy. I ain't see no shadow. Bama's going to win 8 games. Bye. And then they hang up. That's it.
You know what, though? Why don't we just have that criteria for picking playoff teams?
Well, true enough. I guess if you,
Why is Ole Miss playoff team? I don't know. Drank the magic elixir?
They're in the SEC. Right. They got a quarterback named Dart.
That's right. Jackson Dart.
Dart's in the playoff.
Jackson Dart. Yeah, I think Kirk Herbstreit would probably favor this method of choosing the playoffs. He would probably think it's better than what we had.
All right, I didn't have any actual football to watch this weekend, which depressed me. But what I did have, and I forgot how much I loved it, is all weekend long on NFL Network, they were doing the 30-minute Super Bowl films, starting with Super Bowl I.
Okay.
And so I watched as many as I possibly could.
Really?
Yes. And I've seen them all before, but I love that condensed 30-minute, here's the game. We're going to break down the game. Like the early ones were like Hank Stram is mic'd up on the sidelines, right?
Beautiful.
What a strapping man he was.
Hank Stram.
Oh, my God, in his suit. I want more coaches to wear suits.
Man, I'm all about that.
Who was it, Mike Nolan?
I think it was the last one that I remember that wanted to do it.
And it was like a violation of the Nike contract, so we had to have Nike make him a suit. Remember?
Which, by the way, I'm surprised Nike didn't fully embrace that and go, oh, yeah, we make suits now. It's Nike suits. They're at your logo. Like, we do tuxes for weddings. Could you imagine how many of those they would sell?
I'm looking
they should have embraced that guy.
I'm looking at these guys, and look, man, I'm a student of the game, right? I've seen old footage. I've seen it all. But sometimes you have to be reminded how, what's the right term? Caveman-ish these guys were.
Okay.
I mean, they all look like they're missing a chromosome, right? And they're the paint on the helmet. It wasn't like today where it's like, oh, we have uniform guidelines. You know,
no.
Like half the logo was missing or the stripe was falling off.
Well, that was also because everyone, like every tackle was like, lead with the crown of your helmet.
Exactly.
You giant wuss.
It's like, I don't
if
know
you don't do that, you're a wuss.
It's almost like in watching Rugby Sevens where you're like, oh, why are these matches so short? Because if they were any longer, they would die.
Right.
I'm surprised these guys didn't die right there on the field. That's how brutal this was.
Well, if it's any consolation, many of them did soon after.
Well, if it's any consolation, they didn't know they were dying.
No, they didn't. I'm saying that the NFL has like lawsuits that they had to settle for that. So
and you know
right.
what? I'm surprised that all of them didn't have immediate dementia.
No kidding.
All of them.
No, some of these hits, and I know when they do slow-mo and they put the music behind it, it makes it look a little bit worse, but I think watching it in real time makes it look even more jarring, because that's how I watch football now, is in real time. I don't have like a deep voice guy and an orchestra. I'm watching it in real time and go, ooh, that was a bad hit. And then I watch some of the old games in real time and I'm like, God, ugh. Like compared to what I see now, it's 10 times worse. It's so violent.
But anyway, I love watching it. Loved it.
Well, good for you.
You look at the equipment. First of all, it's just huge pads. The pads get heavier.
Yeah.
Right? And then, well, it started out with very light pads.
Probably started out with like little to no pads,
to no pads,
no helmets,
and then very light pads.
Yeah,
and then the pads got excessively, exceedingly. That's what I'm looking for. Exceedingly bigger until about 1998.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
and we started,
and then they
down.
started to shrink down a little bit because the technology improved. Oh, this is lighter, but it protects you. But then guess what happens? Lighter means you can go faster.
Yes.
You're more flexible. You can fly like a ninja.
That's right.
And then you are Jackson Dart. You're darting yourself through the air.
Oh man, some of those shoulder pads, especially for linebackers in like the 80s and 90s,
they weigh like 100 pounds.
Well, no, they look like they have like a serving tray on their shoulder, like that you would bring hors d'oeuvres out on. Like that's just, they're massive. It's amazing they can even get their arms up to like bat down a pass. It's crazy.
Bone, did you see the post I made a couple weekends ago? I was getting excited for the Commanders game, and I went back and watched Super Bowl 26 again. Okay. This had been posted on YouTube. The commercials were sucked out of it. It just went from play to play, and the intros were there too, and they were introducing the Washington Redskins offense, and so Jim Lachey had his intro there.
I saw some Jimmy.
And I posted that up there, and for one, he is large, right? But then when they have the early 90s shoulder pads, and the other thing about that game that was at the Metrodome, every single player, when you're playing on AstroTurf, wears those big, gigantic elbow pads.
Right.
That go from basically the bottom of the shoulder blade almost to the wrist.
That stuff was like concrete.
Oh, my goodness. But it's also another weapon that you've got on your arms for when you're hitting and when you're tackling guys. But, I mean, he looked massive. Everybody out there with the shoulder pads. Daryl Green's a small guy, right? But when he's wearing those shoulder pads that are like twice the size of his torso, dude could hit.
Some of the old Washington footage that I saw this weekend didn't quite age well. Because, well, first of all, it was the Redskins back then, right? So there's that. But then they the camera goes to the crowd shot, and they're like,
oh no,
in the crowd.
There's like a 65-year-old man sitting in the second row wearing
at the time, they're
4-foot-long headdress.
Very excited, you know, they're just cheering on their team. But now we watch it, and it's like, you shouldn't have brought your TP.
Right. Hey, I mean, bad enough they're doing that. At least they weren't outside yelling at someone who is a Native American, be like, let me do this. Like, I love this. And it's like, if that guy has a problem with it, you should probably just let him tell you that he has a problem with it.
Yikes is next. 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of an accident that's on the right shoulder of eastbound 33 at 270 on the west outer belt, causing a couple-minute delay there. And things are slow on eastbound 70 on the east side between Hamilton Road and 270. This report is sponsored by Wendy's 2 faves for just $7. Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of these favorite items for just $7. Choose from their spicy or classic chicken sandwich, Dave's single, or 10-piece nugs. 2 fave items for $7? Gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Terms apply. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Get ready for the big game with fan favorites like buy one, get one free extra large avocados. Plus, buy 5, save $5 deals when you mix or match other go-to items like assorted varieties of DiGiorno frozen pizza, 24 packs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products plus deposit where applicable, and Sweet Baby Ray's marinade or sauce. Shopping at Meijer makes game day a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, I've been thinking. About what? About how you invented a way to fix ACs for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. When customers buy a new HVAC system, we give back all the money they paid us to repair their old system. Yeah, I know. Up to $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO. We're basically extending the life of their old system for free. That's right. Those extra years are free. On me. Don't you think it would be better if we said those extra years are a plus on us? Sure, we can say that if you want. I think it would be better.
Get Eco.
ECO. We don't want people to forget that you have a silent partner. Remind me, how did we become partners? Aaron, we became partners when you let me move into your spare office, and I began giving you free advice instead of paying rent.
Get Eco.
ECO. Oh yeah, now I remember. Best deal I ever made. I feel that way too.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Hey, Droopy Sacks here. Fish has just handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow. And what a doozy it is. Coming up on Morning Juice, Anthony Schlegel, 6:30 in the morning. He's been up for 3 hours already. He'll be ready to go. Jean-Luc Grandpierre will be on at 7:17. I want to say it was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Jean-Luc.
All right.
Dom Taberi will be on Bishop and Friends at 10:30 tomorrow. And Rothman and I are traveling to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, so it's going to be Timmy Hall and Dave Biddle hosting
Nice.
Rothman and Ice from noon to 3. Then, of course, Our Stupidity from 3 to 6. All right, yikes time. Hockey players are tough nuggets. Here's another example. James Van Riemsdyk took a stick to the mouth during Friday's win in Utah. He went into the dressing room, had teeth removed, got stitches, and then went back in the game and registered an assist. Yikes. After the game, he had an x-ray which determined that a tooth was still lodged in his bottom lip. Yikes. So they had to take a stitch out, remove the tooth, and then stitch it back up. Yikes. Then he had a bone graft. Yikes. And root canals, plural. Yikes. He's eating through a straw. Oh, and by the way, he played last night in Dallas Eggs.
Ouch. Like, I knew I saw that he had the blood and the stitches. I didn't know. Okay.
And then he played 15 minutes last night.
Oh, my God. All right. God, that's amazing. All right. Kendrick Lamar won the Grammy last night for They Not Like Us, a song dissing his rival Drake, which in the song makes allegations of Drake having relationships with underage people. Yikes. Drake has sued Kendrick Lamar, his label, and everyone else pretty much over this song. Anyway, last night it won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year. Imagine having pretty much everyone in the music industry singing that song at full volume, because when they announced him as the winner, they played this song, including the part about Drake, all over the place where they were having the Grammy Awards. This was on one of the most watched television shows of the year. The Grammy Awards usually draws a pretty large audience. Also, if Drake was watching and he thought, this is bad, don't worry. Next week, that same guy is going to be performing that same song on the most watched television show of the year, the Super Bowl halftime show. Yikes.
PGA golfer Tom Kim. He's one of the slow golfers that people have been complaining about recently and making it rough for fans to watch. Well, yesterday on the 6th hole, he took 42 seconds just to approach the ball from behind when he's lining it up. And then he got to address the ball, took another 23 seconds at that moment, just sitting there, looking at the ball, waiting to hit. And then, he proceeds to hit the ball way out of bounds right of the hole. Yikes. So he took all his time, and anybody could have done that and just lined it up like within 10 seconds to knock it out of bounds. Come on, guys. Let's pick up the pace a bit out there. Yikes.
You can't stop science. We're constantly learning new things, developing robots that will eventually kill us. It's quite the scene. But I don't think any scientific achievement in modern history can touch this one. You ready?
Okay.
A study of 20 captive chimpanzees has now found that when one individual pees, others are quick to follow suit, especially if the chimp peeing is a group leader within arm's length. Yikes. It's the first time that scientists have quantified the social dimensions of urination. And the findings suggest that synchronized peeing has the potential to influence community cohesion, like infectious grooming or play. I want you to go home tonight, look at your significant other, and just say infectious grooming.
Yeah.
Even in our own species, it's common for people to visit the bathroom in groups. So, just like catching a yawn, you may find yourself catching a piss from someone next to you. Infectious grooming. Yikes.
Metal band Spirit Box, their vocalist Courtney LaPlante was on the red carpet at the Grammys. They were up for Best Metal Performance of the Year, as was musician Poppy, who was on a song by a band called Knocked Loose. That also was up for the Best Metal Performance of the Year. Two women up for the same award in the metal category. In the 35-year history of that award, no woman has won that award. Well, the red carpet interviewers were yelling out people's names, and Courtney LaPlante was called over where a microphone was stuck in front of her face, and the interviewer proceeded to ask her questions as if she were Poppy, the other female artist in that category. Yikes. But rather than chastise the reporter, Courtney LaPlante simply looked at her and pretended she was Poppy.
Nice.
She said, quote, "I would love to take home the Grammy Award for Knocked Loose and myself because I would be the first woman to win this award." Then she was asked if she knew how many other women had been nominated for Best Metal Performance. LaPlante said, "I actually haven't looked at that, but I always know it's time for one of us to win. I hope it's me or Spirit Box and Courtney. Her. Anyway, way to roll with the punches. Sadly, neither of them won, but yikes."
PGA Tour golfer and local hero Jason Day, he has a contract with Malbon Clothing Company, and they've given him plenty of yikes clothing moments over the last year. He had another yikes moment yesterday while playing the final round at Pebble Beach. The outfit he was wearing, it looked like a full gray sweatsuit. It was a gray sweatshirt and gray sweatpants that had the tie on it. You'd have thought he was on his way to a pickup basketball game, not one of the top events on the PGA Tour. Yikes.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yes. Yes, it's real.
I'd never want to hear from a golf snob again that you wore jeans to the country club or whatever. Get the hell out of here. If this is allowed, then jeans should be allowed on the PGA Tour. That is disgusting.
A man named Mario really likes cruise ships. Maybe you do too, but not like Mario. Mario doesn't live anywhere else. His entire life has been a constant cruise for the better part of 25 years. Yikes. The only time he briefly lived on land was during that whole COVID thing when they said he could not cruise. He recently celebrated his 1,000th cruise with Royal Caribbean. Yikes. He says he spends around $100,000 every single year for the pleasure. The downside is he can't walk on land anymore. His legs are so used to the swinging of a boat, he can't walk in a straight line when on land. Yikes. He says he works on the ship, remotely of course, but couldn't picture his life any other way. You're crazy. Yikes.
Rare Mercedes-Benz Silver Arrow racing car was auctioned off in Germany at the headquarters for Mercedes-Benz. The lucky winner only had to pay $48 million for this car. Yikes. The lucky winner bid by telephone at Saturday's auction. It was organized by R.M. Sotheby's at the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart. The Mercedes-Benz W196R Stromlingwagen became the most expensive Grand Prix racing car ever auctioned. The money will go to benefit the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum. They previously owned the car. They sold it to fund getting more cars for the museum, so let them live. This car was engineered for the 1954 Grand Prix season. It had a 2.5-liter engine and was driven by Juan Manuel Fangio and Sterling Moss, two of the most legendary drivers in the history of auto racing. So a major milestone and a major price tag. Yikes.
I thought you were going to say Sterling Marlin.
That would be awesome, too.
My guy.
If Sterling Marlin was in F1,
alive?
That would have been, yes, alive. I don't think driving much, but alive.
First of all, he couldn't be in F1 because he would just dominate the entire circuit.
You're exactly right. I agree with you.
Exactly. I agree.
Go ahead, Teddy.
All right. The Cavs, they set numerous franchise records against the Mavericks yesterday. They scored 50 points in the first quarter. Yikes. They scored 91 in the first half. Yikes. They had a 45-point halftime lead, which set a record. Yikes. And they also tossed in 16 three-pointers in the first half, which tied a franchise record. Yikes.
You want to go all pee together?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to go, so maybe if you see me go, we'll all go.
I think we should all go to the one stall bathrooms that we have down here.
Absolutely.
And just all of us go in the same time and in the same bowl at the same time.
Yes.
Why not just...
No cross streams.
Well, that's, just stand on opposite sides of the toilet. That shouldn't be too hard.
Roger Goodell is holding his, Super Bowl press conference. He's fielding questions from the media right now. I like how he's doing this with, I think it's Kurt Menefee sitting next to him. Maybe he was the MC of this thing.
Okay.
But in my mind, it's just so Roger Goodell can say, there's a black guy right there.
Oh, yeah. See? The last few years.
I'm just saying.
There were questions.
He's going to get those questions.
He didn't like those questions.
Kurt Menefee, oh, here's one. He's right next to me. See, he's my buddy. And he puts his arm around Kurt Menefee and...
That could be.
Made in the shade.
We're calling the exterminator.
Oh, that's when George realizes he doesn't have any black friends.
Oh, no.
So he tries to make them. Like he's just stopping people on the street.
He tries to make friends with a black person?
Right. He doesn't try to create
I didn't know
a
what
person.
You meant, yeah.
But then he just calls Jerry's exterminator, who was black.
Okay. Yeah.
And he becomes friends with him.
Who was the guy that, I'm trying to remember who it was, the reporter that asked him, who worked for the NFL?
Trotter. What was his... Because he just
Jake
retired.
Trotter? Was it Jake? Is Jake Trotter? Is that right? I don't know if that's right. Jim Trotter, maybe.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was working for NFL media. He was fired.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of people speculated because he asked questions about, hey, how come there's not more people that look like me?
That work for the NFL media group specifically. Right. And then a year went by and he asked the same question again. Roger Goodell's like,
well, we've been working on that, and here's Kurt Menefee. How you doing, everybody?
And then, a few months later, he doesn't work here anymore. That's not good.
Thanks, Bone.
Thanks, man.
One Big Ten school is canceling their spring game. I'll tell you why coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And things are a little slow on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Ebright Road. This report is sponsored by AEP Ohio. You can make your AEP Ohio electric bill more predictable with AMP, average monthly payments. You'll know about what you'll pay every month. Sign up today at aepohio.com/AMP. That's aepohio.com/AMP. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
QC Kinetics not only has the latest non-invasive treatments for joint pain relief, but they also have one of the most respected names in sports medicine, serving as their medical director. That's Dr. Ray Tesner.
As the founder of Sports Medicine Grant and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon, it's exciting to be involved with the latest advances in regenerative medicine and QC Kinetics.
Well, QC Kinetics is making a huge difference in the quality of my life and others as well.
As folks already know, Bobby Carpenter and Sat Sullinger are sports legends in Columbus. QC Kinetics has already made a big difference in their lives, and also for Bobby's father, Rob Carpenter, a 10-year NFL veteran.
And the QC Kinetics team are seasoned medical professionals.
One of the cool things about being the medical director of QC Kinetics is the privilege I have of working with our staff, who have 15 years of experience in regenerative medicine.
You could be next. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus and call QC Kinetics today for your complete complimentary consultation, 380-208-4544.
For 100 years, our passion at Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. This February 21st and 22nd, honor the timeless wedding tradition and let Diamond Cellar's Blue Box be a part of your forever. Celebrate wedding weekend with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no interest financing on engagement rings. Find your something blue and so much more at Diamond Cellar. February 21st and 22nd on Selmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand. Listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Happy Monday. So glad you're here. 3 hours a day, every single day. Please tell your friends. Tell them how stupid we are.
We are stupid. Mike, I may be stupid here. Maybe this is something that I shouldn't worry about. Maybe this is something that happens all the time. But there's an aviation website called 1 Mile at a Time. Okay?
Okay.
They have an article that said, bizarre. American Airlines Boeing 787 keeps diverting and has a very, very bad 25 days. So there's a 787 airliner for American Airlines with the tail, like the tail signature of N819AN. All right. This flight, they show, because all this data is publicly available. You can track airline flights. There's blogs that do this. January 7th of this year, this airliner took off from Amsterdam, was headed to Philadelphia. However, it had to return less than 90 minutes later because of some reason. It had to fly back. This happens sometimes. Maybe there's an issue with the passenger. Maybe there's a minor issue with the plane. Plane lands back in Amsterdam. They have to get everybody off, put them on another flight to Philadelphia. This plane was taken out of service for a few days. Then it operated a flight again on January 10th, where it returned successfully to Philadelphia, going across the Atlantic Ocean. So that's good. Well, a few hours after it got to Philadelphia, it was supposed to depart as a flight going back to Dublin in Ireland. Well, that flight took off from Philadelphia. It went less than an hour, had to divert and come back, where it was then taken out of service for a few days and didn't fly. Then, January 13th, it flew to Barcelona. That flight apparently was fine. January 14th.
At least we have some short trips here.
Right. We're just going back and forth across the ocean. Then on January 14th, the same plane was supposed to fly back to Philadelphia. However, that one ended up being canceled due to a maintenance issue.
Oh, man, I don't want to be on this plane.
It stayed grounded in Barcelona until January 19th, at which point it was supposed to operate back to Philadelphia. But guess what? It took off from Barcelona and then 30 minutes later was back on the ground again in Barcelona.
No.
4 more days on the ground.
Who's working on this? Our engineers?
Apparently so. So now American has realized something's wrong with this aircraft. So they had it, they said, ferried to Dallas, which is where it could undergo further maintenance.
It went from Barcelona
yeah,
to Dallas.
Ferry.
On a boat.
I'm guessing on a boat.
I'm
yes.
on a boat.
Well, okay.
What do you mean you're guessing on a boat?
Well, it said ferried.
What's the other alternative? It's towed in the sky?
I don't know if it got the space shuttle treatment where it was like, on the back of another plane or something. And they just, I don't know. Anyway, it got to Dallas, which is a big hub for American Airlines. They did some better maintenance on it, okay? That was January 19th. It was grounded through January 23rd. Then it So again, this plane was on a boat, not able to be flown across the ocean. They took it to Dallas. They worked on it and said, good news, we're back. That was January 23rd. On February 1st, it had its 5th flight from Zurich to Philadelphia, where it took off, and less than an hour later, it returned back to Zurich.
We got to take this plane out of service.
So from January 7th to February 1st, 25 days, the plane had 4 diversions and spent 19 days on the ground, including getting ferried from one continent to another to get worked on. And here's my question to you, because this is the first time I've ever heard of a story like this. This is an airline blog.
It's been a bad week for airplanes.
They seem to think this is unusual. Please tell me this isn't happening like all the time with airplanes. Please tell me that we're not having, this plane's been like 19 days on the ground, only did like 5 flights, but now we're going to put you and your family on a flight from here to, I don't know, London, and it's just no problems. Don't worry about it.
We always like to think that things are sophisticated, but maybe they're not, okay? Like, I'm sure a lot of you listening to this say, these guys are on the radio. It's being broadcast out. We have watts of power, and we're professionals. This place has got like a hamster on a wheel for the most part.
There are days where it does feel like that. You're exactly right.
We put tape on things, right? I wonder if it's almost like dropping your car off at the mechanic, where the pilot says it's making a noise. I mean,
right,
making a noise, and then the mechanic says, "Well, I flew it around. I didn't hear anything."
Right. Like if you take your car into the mechanic and you complain of the noise, the tech, most people know how to drive a car. But like if you take it to the aircraft mechanic, I don't think most aircraft mechanics are pilots. So then they have to get in it with a pilot if they're going to do a test flight.
We didn't hear anything. We took it up and sounds good. I think you're losing your mind. No, I swear it was making this noise. Well, I don't hear it, so I can't fix it. Sorry.
I swear, every time we go up, I just hear this large hiss, and then Samuel L. Jackson shows up. There are snakes on this plane. No, every time we go up, there's nothing. We hear nothing at all.
Did you see that terrible plane crash in Philadelphia with the medical plane?
Oh, yeah, I heard about it. I mean, I saw that there was
it was like a med jet.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And it was going from Shriners Hospital with a kid and a mom back to Mexico.
Okay.
Where they were from.
Yeah.
After they got medical treatment.
Sure.
The kid got medical treatment. And then it crashes, just like on the equivalent of like Morse Road during rush hour.
Oh, my.
And lands on a car.
Oh.
The big hole in the ground.
Right,
and of course, the person in the car died. And not to mention the people on the plane.
Horrific. Yeah, that's one of your, like, I mean, as far as irrational fears go, a plane landing on me during rush hour traffic is probably one that's so far-fetched that most people don't even have it as an irrational fear. It's just not even a thing you would think of.
I don't know. Like, all plane crashes bad, right?
Yes.
But there's something extra sad about, like, we couldn't get this medical care back in Mexico, so they flew us to the United States.
Yes, to get you help.
Right? We got the treatment that we desperately needed. Now we're going back to Mexico. Oh, that's what you think.
No. It's, it's extraordinarily tragic. Terrible. I did see a video of a guy who witnessed the crash, and he was just a dude on the street, right? You know, they have those where people, they're in this part of town where the accident happened. So, of course, people are out of their cars because they can't go anywhere. And the news people were right there. They're like, what did you see? And he's like, oh, yeah, big fireball. It was really bad. And they're like, how did you get to this point? Were you walking? He goes, no, I was driving. I actually just pulled out of a Wendy's. I had got the 4 for $4. Shout out to Wendy's.
Yeah, man, he's proud of his value.
And again, through all that tragedy, I felt like, yeah, that probably would be me on the news where they're like, what did you just finish doing?
Hey, shout out to Wendy's.
I would be very specific as opposed to like, oh, I was just in my car. I would say, no, I had just gone here. I had gotten this to eat, and now I'm sitting in my car. I want all the details.
We actually have some audio from that person. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
All right.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You know what's funny? Saw my mom over the weekend. That soundbite came up because she said, what movie is that from? And we said, it's not from a movie.
It's a real person.
It's a real person.
That's Sweet Brown,
She's
baby.
like, but I've heard it so many times. I'm like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
You've heard it listening to my show. This
I don't
show
listen
that you
to your
listen.
show.
No, she listens. She listens all the time.
I don't listen.
I hear about it.
All right, Matt Rule says he's probably going to cancel the Nebraska spring game because of the transfer portal and tampering and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Great.
cares? Yeah, you're the only one, Matt Rule.
Oh, he's
Nobody else got to deal with it.
It's just,
I'm going to cancel my spring game. How you like that? Okay.
I don't want my players. I don't want you to see my awesome players. Good news. We don't see them when they actually get on the field either during the Big Ten season. So how would this be any different?
I got bronchitis.
Hey,
I'm
going to talk about a big, giant loser coming up next.
Is it one of us?
Nope, it's not one of us, but it's somebody that we thought was going to have a really great career. It turns out he's a big, giant loser. That's coming up next. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're going to hit some slowdown due to an accident that's on the left shoulder of eastbound 161 at Post Road. And you're going to hit some slower traffic on westbound 670 between Cleveland Avenue and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1. The Fan Traffic.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
The New Year's celebration is come and gone, but my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin are still offering those great deals. Rich is sticking with rates starting as low as 0% and leases starting from only $249 a month. Test drive the Prologue, the new all-electric SUV from Honda. And how about the very popular CR-V LX all-wheel drive? A 25 lease is only $349 a month for 36 months with $19.99 down. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It's time for the Love Your Windows sales event. If you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. So if you need 20 windows, you only pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. And if you already have a price from another company, Universal Windows Direct will beat it. So you know you're getting the best deal around. Call them today, 614-502-5220. UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
Hey, it's Scotty Vegas. This Sunday is the big game. Don't blame me. This will be much easier if I could say the has finally come. Parties, football, drinks, food, all the festivities we welcome every February. The question is, what if you're trying to lose weight but still enjoy watching the with friends? The answer? Nothing. As I've told you before, Awaken 180 is built for real life scenarios. The reason I succeeded, Austin succeeded, and Brandon is now well on his way, the program works. Eat wings and meatballs while watching the have a beverage while betting on the live your life while enjoying the I think you get the point. Whether you're in the weight loss phase or in free lifelong maintenance like me, Awaken 180 won't get in the way of enjoying the big game. Reserve your consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO. What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO. Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO. Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You'll find low prices on thousands of items. The yellow and red tags mean you'll save big on sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and so much more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We've got updated top 25 rankings for both men's and women's college basketball. On the men's side of things, it's still Auburn and Duke at number 1. They're followed by Alabama, Houston, and Tennessee in the top 5. One team that jumped into the rankings this week is Maryland at number 18. On Thursday night, the Terrapins will be here in Columbus for a matchup against Ohio State. Tip-off is at 7. As far as the women's pool goes, the top 3 of UCLA, South Carolina, and Notre Dame remain the same. Texas and UConn are just behind them to round out the top 5. On Wednesday night out in L.A., it's a top 10 matchup as the Buckeyes are on the road against those top-ranked Bruins. Tip-off is at 9:30. In hockey, the Blue Jackets wrap up their 4-game road trip in Buffalo tomorrow night. Face-off against the Sabres is at 7. And in soccer, the Columbus Crew are finalizing a deal to transfer Cucho Hernandez to La Liga's Real Betis. The deal is reportedly worth at least $16 million for Columbus. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Are you fired up? Is it Monday? It must be Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. The only thing scarier than Bones' analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
All right, I don't know why this is a surprise to some of you, but we're getting yelled at. We're apparently very stupid, which should come as no surprise to you because we're always stupid.
We have apparently upset the aircraft community, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Gennaro, our guy, who I believe works for a airliner company, he said...
Why do you say it like that?
Well, I don't know.
Where does he work?
I don't know if he works for NetJets, I think, or somewhere like that.
Just say that.
I think.
Must be nice,
know.
Gennaro.
I'm not trying to,
How come you have me over there? Common Man here for flying private. I'll do some spots for you.
Hey, or if you want someone who actually has experienced it before and can give you a comparison of like the better experiences, because I've done it a few times, unlike this guy who's never flown private.
You were on Hallelujah Air.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it was still a nice plane. Anyway, he says, because we were talking about this plane that was in service for American Airlines where they said it had to divert a bunch of times. It had taken off.
It was having mechanical problems.
Within an hour, it would have to fly back multiple times. And this is an international flight, by the way. This plane was going overseas often between Europe and the U.S. And so we brought this up. And at one point, they said they had to ferry this plane over to Dallas so it could get better maintenance. And we were like, oh, did they put it on a boat?
Well,
I don't know.
I know what a ferry is.
That's what I thought they meant.
All right, you're using words that relate to one thing. Apparently, it just means they flew it in the sky with no passengers.
Right.
All right, so just say that.
Yeah. Instead, we got Emma Watson's bottom half, Gennaro, all these other people. Like, to ferry a plane is to fly without passengers, you absolute morons.
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
How are we supposed to know that?
I guess if we'd have Googled it, but who thinks to Google in a time like that? No, in my mind, it's like, we have military aircraft carriers. We don't have a few commercial, like, large planes that we can just put or large boats we can put a plane on. Why not?
Why not? Why not? Why not? You got Coke Zero? Why not?
But that would make sense because the timeline, they said it was ferried over in, like, I don't know, January 23rd. And then they said by, like, February 1st, it was back in service. I'm like, I didn't know boats could get over. I would think it would take more time if you were putting it on a boat.
To boat?
Across the Atlantic?
Across the ocean.
I would think a few days.
Well, I don't know. I know back in the old days, the Mayflower stuff, that was like, scurvy, couple months. It was a harrowing experience. Sometimes you died. By the time my mom and grandparents came, I want to say it was like 3 days on the boat.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
And they weren't on some sort of glamorous boat. It was like, immigrant type of steamship thing. I don't know.
This is incredible. So when would your grandparents have come over?
My mom, my aunt, my grandparents came over in 1956.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they were on probably one of the faster voyages ever. This is the maiden voyage in 1952. The SS United States won the coveted blue riband from Great Britain. Became called America's flagship. It crossed the Atlantic in 3 days, 10 hours, and 40 minutes, besting the time set by the RMS Queen Mary by 10 hours. To this day, that boat still holds the record.
Maybe we're not trying anymore. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, we like planes kind of took over as the preferred method of travel to get across the ocean.
You know who I heard made excellent time?
Who's that?
The Titanic. They were making excellent time.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Not. Should we throttle it down? We're going through an ice field. Nope.
No.
Let's go.
I have also, this happened back around when what is the Gordon Lightfoot song? What's the song the Edmund Fitzgerald.
That's right.
When the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the anniversary of like that disaster happening, I think in like late October, early November, when that happened, I got a lot of like Instagram reels because I was like, oh, the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I was liking these things. And then apparently the algorithms thought, oh, T-Bone is interested in all things Great Lakes shipping.
Yes.
So I started getting all of these freighters that move, tons of coal and all kinds of other stuff we need all over the Great Lakes. And so now I'm following people on there who are like on the boat who are like, yep, this is what it's like to work on a boat. And I got to tell you, for a brief moment of time, as you like to say, if I were a different person, I could see myself working on a boat. You have to have no marriage, no kids. I'd have to like be able to handle the cold, which I don't really like.
You look like you could be a sturdy boat guy.
I'm built for it, right?
Yeah.
They make a lot of Carhartt in my size, is what I'm saying. So I think like in another life, I probably could have done something like that. I may have been on one of those boats that ends up capsizing because the crew is inept, because I would be one of the inept people on it. But still, I kind of liked that idea.
Maybe I was wrong about the amount of time it took my mom I just sent her a text. How long did it take you to get here on the boat?
Okay.
I'll let you know if she texts back. If she does, she'll sign her name to it. That I will tell you.
Well, I'm saying she could have been on one of the. Yeah, she could have been on one of the quicker boats. Maybe it wasn't the world record, but maybe it was like that. Maybe it was pretty fast.
They reserved the really, really fast boats for the immigrants that had no money.
I'm saying maybe all the boats were like that at that point, because there were only ships going through there.
What did I tease? Oh, someone was going to be a really big deal, and now they're not. So remember Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, won a couple championships, all that. Went to interview for head coaching jobs every single offseason, never got them. But he would go back to his Chiefs job, and everything was fine. Well, he was going to get a head coaching job at some point, but then he didn't, and he was gone and went to be the coordinator for the Commanders. And then he was fired there. And there were also some rumors that he had a bad relationship with his players and he was screaming at them or whatever. So he lasted 1 year with the Commanders, left, fired, not left.
Yeah.
Went to UCLA to be their offensive coordinator, was there for 1 year and fired. Now he's back as the running backs coach for the Chicago Bears.
Wow.
So this guy that was a can't-miss head coaching candidate is now a running backs coach with the Bears.
That is quite the fall from grace. There's a part of me that says maybe this guy just is a loser, and maybe every interview he did for head coach, they were like, nah, we're not feeling this at all.
I'm going to say he went into every interview without pants on.
Okay.
That was the problem.
Could be that. But I'll say maybe there's a chance that he got so discouraged by that process that then he just didn't have the same fire for it. And then that showed in his work, and now he's been demoted a bunch of times. It is a very odd thing to see a guy who was he had to be the hottest name as an offensive coordinator, wasn't he?
Yes,
for at least a couple years.
He was.
He was the guy that's like, you have to get him. And then you see how many guys have been that level of coach who then get hired as head coaches and they fail miserably. And they continue to get chance after chance after chance. The fact that he's now at running back coach level is shocking to me. There's got to be more. I need to know more about this story.
Well, here's what it is. He'd go in and interview for these jobs. I don't know if he was a bad interview or what. Fair or unfair, these people probably looked at him and said, yeah, I know you're the offensive coordinator, but Andy Reid's doing everything, right?
Probably, yeah. They probably felt that way.
That didn't stop Matt Nagy.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. There's been so many guys where it's like, hey, you're pretty good. And the guy you coach for is like a Hall of Famer, but we'll give you the job anyway. And then whether it works or not, the next couple of years, it's like, hey, look who's back as an offensive coordinator again or a defensive coordinator. They keep getting the same jobs over and over and over. He has not had that success.
I want to talk to you about something that I think could revolutionize the music industry. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready. So let's take a quick break.
All right.
So you can brace yourself.
Brace, yeah.
All right?
I'll get braced.
Also, we're going to go live to Gobbler's Knob.
That's right.
Talk to Puxatawny Phil.
Your guy.
Big Giant Beaver. Winona. And her Big Giant Beaver.
That's a good reference. Primus. Yeah, I like it.
Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving slow on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Livingston Avenue and I-70. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscriptions ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV?
What? No way, dude. Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen. To draft an agent for your team, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I want to tell you about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dip with chips and wings and even veggies while watching the big game. And now Daisy came out with Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are a game changer. As good as homemade dip, and they've got real herbs and spices. Ingredients you'd find right in your own kitchen. Next time you're watching a big game, before you do, stop at the store and grab these new Daisy French Onion or Daisy Ranch dips.
They're trained. They're fired up.
Let's do it.
When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. The best time of the year for football is finally here. The big game has arrived, and fans are excited to see who'll be hoisting the trophy in New Orleans. You can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Check out their big game giveaway promo for your chance at $1 million in prizes. 25 winners will walk away with $10K in cash. 7,500 winners will get $100 in bonus bets. No deposit or bet required. Opt in today in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, Biatch.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt
Just so overwhelmed.
or sent a text
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
when you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Breezy and warm and dry on this Monday. Temperatures in the low 60s. Overnight will fall all the way back down to the mid-30s by morning with mostly cloudy skies and a breezy start. We will see some sunshine to round out the day Tuesday, but still chilly with highs only in the low 40s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
All right, here's something for you.
All right.
Following a lengthy appeals process, Major League Baseball on Monday has fired umpire Pat Hoberg for sharing legal sports betting accounts with a friend who bet on baseball and for intentionally deleting messages key to the investigation into his conduct.
Yeah, that's not good.
In its statement, Major League Baseball said it fired him for failing to uphold the integrity of the game and that he should have known that his friend, a professional poker player, had bet on baseball from the shared account. The 38-year-old Hoberg, who is widely regarded as the best ball strike umpire in Major League Baseball, can apply for reinstatement no earlier than the start of spring training in 2026. Look, Major League Baseball itself said, we found no evidence that this dude bet on baseball or frankly even used this account, but he did share it with his professional poker player buddy who did bet on baseball. This is the same thing for me. Like when a player goes to the combine and tests positive for weed. Do I have a problem with the actual action? Not necessarily. Do I have a problem that you're so damn stupid? You know you're going to go and get tested, right? You know you're going to the combine. They don't wake you up in the middle of the night and say, today's the day.
Right.
Let's go to Indy. You know you're going. You know your name is on this betting account. You're a Major League Baseball umpire. Whether you're using it or not, it is your shared account. How stupid are you? You should be fired just for being stupid.
Yeah, I don't even know what the reasoning would be that you would have to share the account. Obviously, with his contract he has as an umpire, I'm sure there are stipulations that say you're not allowed to have a gambling account because we're Major League Baseball and we don't want anybody to even look like they've got a chance to be compromised. Is that the reason why you're sharing it with your friend who is a professional gambler? Or is your friend who's a professional gambler just like, yeah, let's pool our money together because we're such good buddies? I don't know. It's just the idea that you have to share it with someone makes it already weird. And then again, you have one of a few jobs where that is just something that gambling should be off the table for you. For any sport, as long as you're a Major League umpire, you shouldn't have any of these online accounts. Not because gambling's evil or bad. We like to gamble. We talk about sports gambling all the time. You have to use it in moderation, of course, just like anything else. You have to be an adult to do it. But what you probably shouldn't be is someone who's in charge of determining professional sports outcomes, even if you're doing everything above board. Just someone seeing your name on a whatever gambling account website, that alone is going to call you into question.
Well, and then when you were asked about it, Sharon Moore, you deleted all the text messages.
That also doesn't seem great, does it?
No.
So how in the world you can have all that happening and the guy gets a 1 year before he can apply?
He can apply for reinstatement. He was actually fired back on May 31st of last year. The appeals process has lasted this long.
Okay. Well, he got his appeal. He got to be heard out, and the answer is no. Good for Major League Baseball for telling him he can't be an umpire. I would hope that is permanent because you're right.
What's sad though is one of the good umpires from an on the field standpoint.
Yes, right.
Gets fired.
But still,
there's plenty of bad ones.
Literally the job of being an umpire is judgment. Is it not? You're meant to judge things and make good decisions. I know they are different than life decisions, but at some point, if your judgments are not good off the field, I'm going to say we just don't need you to be a part of this thing. We can find other umpires.
I'm going to open up an ESPN bet account right now.
Oh.
With my good friend, CB Bucknor. Hopefully he gets banned.
Yeah, Rob Manfred was doing that with Angel Hernandez. He's like, let's open up a joint account together, buddy. Yeah.
All right, I got something for you. It's going to revolutionize the music industry. You tell me if you think fans would go for it.
Okay.
So I was thinking about this last night because, we can do amazing things with technology, right?
Of course we can.
And sometimes these aging rockers, they still have the rock inside them. They still want to produce new music, but they can't belt it out like they used to, right? John Bon Jovi is an example of this. Ozzy Osbourne's an example of this. Right? Can't do it like he would. I'm sure if you went to John Bon Jovi and said, I can make you sound, at this advanced age, your vocal cords will sound like 1987 Bon Jovi. He would take that in a heartbeat.
Sure.
He'd be hitting notes that he's just dreaming about hitting right now. Would we accept this? Because we're going to see like shows with holograms of people. Would we accept, let's say, a Bon Jovi album? And it's them, man. They're playing the instruments. They wrote the song, but John Bon Jovi's vocal has been replaced with an AI 1987 version of John Bon Jovi's vocal. Would we be able to sit and listen to that song and say, yeah, man, that's a good new song? Or would we say, nah, that sounds like AI? Even if it's not, even if it's just the voice that's been changed, would we be able to enjoy that music?
Well, let me ask this question. Would John Bon Jovi, like, sing all the song? And then the parts, like, let's say he can hit 80% or 70% of the notes.
He can't do any of that, my friend.
No, but
he sings the song and they have to change it to a completely different key.
Okay, all right, fine. Then at that point, I still think most people probably wouldn't care, because how many singers now have used auto-tune or something like that to help them hit the notes? Like, in my mind, if you can do some of it, I think most people wouldn't care. If it was just completely generated, like he's not even close to hitting these notes.
He's not close.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be difficult to justify that, because even that Beatles song that won, which I personally have a problem with, because didn't they win like rock performance of the year?
It was, yes, best rock performance at the Grammys. Their song Now and Then, which they used AI to finish, obviously, because two members of the band dead.
It can't be the best rock performance because you didn't perform it. Like, parts of the band are dead, and then parts of the band song weren't even in
somebody
there.
Performed it. It's just they took it and spliced it together.
AI. No, but they used AI to, like, make it to fill in the gaps, to fill in the cracks and gaps.
But ultimately, does that matter if it's good?
Well, right. From a listenability standpoint, that's up to every individual person. I do think a lot of people would maybe enjoy the song first, and then if they found that out, some people would say, oh, this isn't really John Bon Jovi singing it. This is like an AI thing. Ugh. But there would be plenty of people who would say, I don't care. I like the song. And that to me is different than should they win awards for the best performance when they didn't even perform it. That's the part where I would draw the line.
Now, he did perform it. It's just been tweaked.
No, but like he didn't. This is new material, you're saying.
That's right.
That he wrote.
Yes.
But you can get a songwriting credit any day of the week. He can write a song for like someone who can sing. I guess my bigger issue is this. Why is everyone stuck on music from 100 years ago? Like the Beatles haven't been a functional band for 50 plus years now? Why are we still requesting new Beatles music? There's a million other bands out there making music today. Find one of those bands and enjoy them. They're not going to be the same as the Beatles.
Who's to say you can't do both?
You can.
What if people are doing both?
You can, but what I'm saying is there's only so much marketing money going around. And when all these record labels are like, oh, we could spend $1 million pumping out 10 new artists and really giving them a push, or we could spend that money all on like half a minute of a Beatles song that doesn't exist right now. That to me is a problem in the music industry. But to answer your question, I think a lot of people would enjoy hearing music from bands they thought it was no longer possible to get good new music from. So these songs would be probably very popular.
What about if we take it to the extreme too, and it's dead people making new music?
Isn't that what we just kind of had with the Beatles? Like, there are, yes, I mean, those are dead. There are a couple members of the Beatles who are dead, who then they put out a song no one had ever heard because they had fractions of it, parts of it.
Let's say that's not even the case.
Gaps.
Let's say that Grohl and Novoselic get together.
Okay. Oh, and
Grohl knows how to write songs.
Yeah.
Right? And he's saying, I'm going to write this song, but I want Cobain's vocal on this. And they have some AI program that can replicate his vocal to the T. Do people want to hear that? Or would they know instantly?
I think that would be a bridge too far for a lot of people. Because also, like...
Are we here right now? No.
Oh.
This is AI, Common Man and T-Bone.
What if this is how we break it to you?
Now I'm saying all of this.
Anyway, do you like all this? Good news. We haven't been here for 4 years.
Teddy died last week when he had the flu. This is fake Ted.
Yeah, I don't. For me personally, again, I like going to rock clubs where I see the bands plug in their amps. They put a microphone in front of it. They go, and if it's imperfect, it's imperfect. But it's like there's no way that show can be done by AI or some vocal tuning or whatever. It's just it's still real. Like I do personally want that.
What if I said right now, we go to the record store.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a brand new one. You haven't heard it.
Okay.
It's AI Ronnie James Dio.
Okay. Yeah. But again, that's fine.
$15.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'll listen to it.
You're going to buy it, aren't you?
I wouldn't buy it. No, I would listen to it on a streaming service. And like, I would listen to it on a streaming service and say, oh, okay, they did that. Awesome.
His widow says he was working on these songs when he died.
No. Sorry, I'm out. Like, that's too bad. Like, I'll just have to deal with the music he made. I don't. All right, what if we do that with art where it's like, well, Picasso's dead, but this is what he probably would have done if he kept going in this way. Like, when do we stop doing that? Why don't we enjoy what they made?
That's fair.
And then look for new artists to make new stuff. That's where I would be.
This is why I like having the discussion.
It's a good discussion.
I like having the discussion.
Where are you?
I think I tend to agree with you.
Okay.
I think that there would be, even if I liked what I heard, there would be something inauthentic where I wouldn't be able to get lost in the music.
Right.
Like I would. It's almost like, you're watching a good movie and then like you can see the boom mic off to the corner. It takes you out of the moment.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
I'd be sitting there listening for the errors.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I agree with you on that.
All right, Fat Boy Food Tap in 2 minutes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should be aware of an accident that's causing some delay on westbound 161 between 270 Northeast and Strawberry Farms Boulevard. Police are on scene, adding to that delay. And traffic is moving slow on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-208-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
When was the last time you had your plumbing inspected? Small issues such as tiny leaks or old water heaters can quickly turn into big problems if they're not caught early. Take action with Logan Services and schedule a free winter plumbing safety inspection to help keep your home running smoothly. Schedule your free inspection now and experience the fast, friendly service you've come to expect from Logan Services.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
Hey, the off season. Well, for football, it's not the off season for basketball and other sports. Buckeye Roundtable
Yeah.
I was going to say the offseason. You know what? Let me start that over again. Hey, Buckeye Roundtable's coming up at 6 o'clock tonight.
There we go.
If you want to hear Timmy Hall with a slightly more polished version of the Buckeye Show that goes out to all of our network affiliates across the state, well, good news, 2 hours of Buckeye Roundtable goodness coming up at the top of the hour. Fatboy Foutier.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
Oh, I forgot.
All right.
We got a sponsor for the thing.
We are thrilled to have our new sponsor
Absolutely.
on board. I'm also really thrilled to tell you that the look Panama Ted just gave Common Man could not be dripping with more disdain.
Well, because he just told me 2 minutes ago, hey, we got a new open with the sponsor. And I'm like, okay, idiot.
You played it. And then you go, and you talk over it. And right when you started to talk, his face went from, this will be a fun segment, to like, oh, right, look at this idiot. Like he's just staring darts at you.
It's that look that your parents gave you when they walked in on you, pleasuring yourself.
That's right. It's just like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
A global investment banking and asset management firm, William Blair, you know, they do research on what people think about big brands.
Old Bill Blair?
Old Billy Blair.
Sure.
Right. Selma's brother.
Right. There you go. Good call.
They do research on what people think about big brands. And one of the questions that they had was value that you get relative to quality and service at fast food restaurants.
Okay.
What's number one in your mind? You know, there are obviously places like McDonald's and Shake Shack and Chipotle. All these places are in the running. Surprisingly, at least according to the people who did this survey, the winner of this is a chain that has so far refused to come here, and I hate them for it, and that is Portillo's.
Oh, so this is the relation between value you get versus
and the money that you pay and the food that you get.
So
in return.
Okay.
And the thing is that it's not cheap. They don't have a value menu at Portillo's, but
what would like a typical meal cost there? Somewhere between $10 and $15, something like that? Okay.
But how much? You know, like if you and I go to Taco Bell, and we get a meal and it's $14, we're going to be like, what the hell is happening here?
Absolutely right.
You better give me something really good to eat if it's going to justify $14.
Yeah.
But Portillo's, they apparently give people such solid food.
Mm-hmm.
They say, yes, I know it's fast food, and yes, I know prices are higher, but I will pay $14 for this because I like it.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, if the food is good, like I know, for example, Culver's is not the cheapest place to go, but every time I go, I get really good food. I enjoy what they make.
Than Five Guys.
Fair enough, right? But it just depends on what your tolerance level is for that amount of, cost for fast food versus like, I'd rather just make it at home or go somewhere where I'm sitting down and there's a little better service, that kind of thing. At the end of the day, you are still either going through a drive-through or walking up to a counter and waiting on your food to come out on a tray. You're going to be paying sit-down restaurant prices. That can get a little much. But what other restaurants? Did they say any other restaurants than Portillo's? That was number one?
I didn't read it.
Okay, that's fine.
I just saw the headline.
Sounds good. This is something that Trader Joe's does every year.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets.
Your guys. So Trader Joe's every year takes all of the, I guess, the receipts and everything that people have bought, and they try to figure out what are the most popular items with their customers in all these different categories. So they've released their list for 2024 of last year, right? So this has been going on since 2005. Let them live. The new item, the most favorite new item they introduced last year, according to their customers, was the Cashel blue cheese Irish potato chips. So they have a blue cheese flavor to them.
Blue cheese chip.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd give it a try. I mean, blue cheese isn't my favorite flavor.
A little funky.
Yep. Favorite beverage is the spiced cider. I have had that. That's a seasonal winter drink. You need to get that. And then if you like a bourbon or something.
I was going to say, is that an alcoholic cider?
No, it's not.
Right.
You can get it. But here's the thing. You probably wouldn't like it because I believe it has some ginger in there.
Oh, it's well, you got to ruin a good cider.
It's apple juice and it's a cidery type thing. I believe they have
cider.
a little ginger in that. Next up, the favorite cheese from Trader Joe's customers, goat cheese.
I don't like goat cheese.
I know, but their goat cheese, it's $2.99 for a log of their goat cheese. They say people love it.
Nice log.
Their teeny tiny avocados were their favorite piece of produce that Trader Joe's has. People go crazy for that. Appetizer, this is one of their cold appetizers that you heat up. It's their creamy spinach and artichoke dip.
I've had that. Delicious.
Enjoy it?
Yes, delicious.
The breakfast and brunch item, it's a box of hash browns. Like, they come in a little pack. They're almost sitting in there like business cards where they're just lined up and you just pull one out.
They're frozen?
Yeah, they're frozen. Shredded potatoes. But they look very similar, at least the patty does, to what a McDonald's hash brown is. I don't know that they taste like that, but they look pretty good. Lunch and dinner, butter chicken with basmati rice. That was the favorite Trader Joe's dinner for their customers. And this one is this snack that I'm about to tell you about is also the one that everyone voted the best overall thing that Trader Joe's
in the
has.
whole store.
Yeah. That is the chili and lime rolled corn tortilla chips. They said these chips are the best thing you can get at Trader Joe's. Obviously, these are all a Trader Joe's branded thing. They look like regular tortilla chips, except they're rolled up into like a little cylinder. So I'm guessing that really amplifies the crunchiness. Because if you think of like a tortilla chip that's like folded over.
Is it like the Takis?
Yeah, it looks a lot like a Taki, yes. But it's rolled in, so it looks like you could drink out of it like a straw.
Okay.
But a very tiny one. Finally, the sweet treat. I'm surprised this didn't win the best thing ever because this looks awesome. They're Sublime ice cream sandwiches. Have you had these?
No.
2 chocolate chip cookies, ice cream in the middle of it, and then they're rolled. The outer edge of the ice cream is rolled in chocolate chips. It looks amazing. So I will be going and trying some of these items from Trader Joe's because they sound great. They also make it clear here there are a couple of other items that always get top of the list, but they've retired them into their product hall of fame. That is,
what does that mean? People liked them so much we took them away?
No. They keep them there, but this is just for every year they don't want this, like, hey, yet again.
Why not?
15th year in a row, this is our favorite thing. Well, the ones they put in there are the Mandarin Orange Chicken, which they say everyone loves. So they've just said, all right, we still sell it. We're just not putting it on our best of list because every year it'll just win. It'll be the same list every year. Also, their soy chorizo.
Soy?
So like soy sausage that is chorizo flavored.
I'm sure that's wonderful.
They say it's great.
All right.
It's one of their all-time favorites.
You know what I'd rather have?
What's that?
Chorizo.
Yeah, but if you can't...
I know.
If you're not eating meat for whatever reason...
Well, Jen won't eat meat or soy, so where does that leave her?
Nowhere. I guess that's it. I guess then she just can't have that. It's all done.
What else? $2 chuck?
That's the only ones they had on here, but they have... I guess they have other ones. Those are a few that they listed, but... Yeah, they said that products can win the Customer Choice Award several times before becoming eligible for the Hall of Fame. So they don't get that treatment unless they've won it multiple years in a row.
Like how they say this like there's an independent party that's doing all... They're making the rules.
Well, here,
this is their thing.
Their Product Hall of Fame, I'm trying to see what else they have. Their dark chocolate peanut butter cups are on this list.
Oh, dark chocolate.
Their peanut butter-filled pretzel nuggets, which I haven't had theirs, but...
I've had them.
Peanut butter-filled pretzel nuggets are
pretzels. What's
awesome.
the problem?
Their cheddar cheese is apparently on this list.
Straight cheddar, homie.
Mm-hmm. The soy chorizo, by the way, I'm seeing a picture of it. It is like in a link. It's chorizo that's in like a link of sausage. It's not like ground up necessarily.
I see.
And then that's it. Those are all their product Hall of Famers.
All right, thank you, Bo.
I'm going to try these all out next time I go to Trader Joe's.
You go often?
No. But I will now.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
You know who works at Trader Joe's?
Who's that?
Elvin from The Cosby Show.
Oh, that's right.
Sandra's husband. At least he used to. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah, there was that thing that went viral a couple years ago.
Yeah, let him live.
Yeah, he's probably doing a great job. Good for him.
It's nice company. I'm sure he gets nice hourly pay and benefits.
You know what? He may not have made millions of dollars off that show, but he didn't secretly drug and have sex with women. So that's...
Well, if he did,
that's a positive.
We didn't hear about it.
You're right. We haven't heard about it. That's true.
I'm going to say if you do that, keep it on the down low.
I'm going to say if you do that, you should go to jail and not get out just because, like,
you're old and blind.
Right? I think you should still be in jail.
Whatever happened to the big stand-up tour he was going to go on? Remember, it was some redemption tour he was planning.
I don't know. I'm going to guess it didn't sell tickets. Or maybe it did and I missed it. I don't know. I hope it didn't.
Him and Drake coming to a theater near you. Back page coming up. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is moving a bit slow on westbound 70 downtown between 23 and 71. And you're going to hit a couple minutes slowdown on eastbound 33 between 270 Southeast and Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. Ohio Laborers would like to congratulate Member of the Week, Roger Leisure. Laborers Local 639 Marietta. Roger is a retiree and a 50-year gold member. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Brought to you by Metal Supermarkets. From hobbyists and machine shops to manufacturers and maintenance departments. Visit Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com for all your metal needs.
Hey, it's D. Miller. Guys, let's talk about getting back to your best. If you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Don't settle for a standard dosage TRT program. I learned about the personalized treatment at Low T Center and the results you can expect with customized TRT. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 credit when you refer a new patient. Go to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Get ready to make the big game even bigger at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. With 2 massive jumbotrons, over 50 feet of screen, and more than 30 TVs, you won't miss a single play, touchdown, or highlight. Fuel your game with mouth-watering food and bucket specials. Plus, warm up with our pregame cornhole toss for your chance to win big before kickoff. Reserve your table now for the best seat in the house. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
At Meijer, we work hard to bring more of the good life to your life so you can bring home more perfectly plump and flavorful produce picked for precise freshness, beautifully marbled beyond brag-worthy certified Angus beef, and more must-have money-saving M-Perks rewards. Because saving more on local favorites is good, but bringing home more of what you love in every trip, that's the good life. We do more to make life a good deal better at Meijer.
At NJM Insurance, we're like a symphony. It all starts by doing the right thing. Add in dedicated reps and put policyholders first. But no jingles or mascots because it's just not us. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
If your garage door looks like it's been around since the 90s, the 1890s, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors for less than you think. DeluxeStoreSystems.com.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We are live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
It's It's Almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan.
Buckeye Roundtable coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of Buckeye Roundtable, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall.
Oh, you guys. A little bit going on with the football team here. Nobody to coach.
A little bit. Chip Kelly going.
Gone.
Justin Fry going.
Gone.
Jim Knowles.
NFL.
Going.
Penn State.
So, look, Ryan Day is going to get himself a new contract. He's going to try and be the first coach since Woody Hayes to win multiple championships. If he's going to do it, it's going to be pretty much with a completely different staff.
Yeah. I mean, two completely different coordinators. I mean, look, three guys are going away, but if that's all, then I guess it depends on how you're going to look at it, right? Like losing both of your coordinators is a big deal, but there's a lot of coaches on any staff these days. Like there's a lot of other assistant coaches, and if you don't lose any more, you can make the case that they're going to keep some continuity. Now, I think Larry Johnson, his years are numbered, right? Like there's another one that you're going to start to look at, but what does this mean for Brian Hartline? Does he get another crack at this? Are they going to? That's going to be very interesting to me for both defensive and offensive coordinator, because the last time they did this and it worked and it ended up resulting in a national championship, they swung big with external candidates.
Right.
Do they do the same thing, or do they think they've got it figured out now where they can hire within? Because it just because it worked hiring external candidates that time doesn't mean you have to do that the next time for it to be absolutely 100% correct.
I think
time will tell.
We're just waiting for JT Barrett to ascend.
No, he's
quarterback's
banging with the Bears.
No, that's fine. Give him another year or two, but then let him, come in here, take the reins. He and Hartline can work together on that. It'd be great.
Look, I think there's a less than 5% chance of this happening. But what a story it would be if
Shoeless Joe,
yes, came out from the corn. Buddy Ryan came out from the corn and became the defensive coordinator.
We won't mind if you look around.
Chip Kelly saw the writing on the wall, and he left UCLA, head coaching job, right?
Yeah.
To come here and be a coordinator. He parlayed that now into a big job, $6 million a year.
$6 million.
What if another coach maybe sees the writing on the wall to come in a year, and he says, I want to get out before my reputation is completely tarnished. I want to get back to the school that I fancy coaching one day, and that is your new defensive coordinator, Luke Fickell, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'd love that. I think that's.
I don't think is a snowball's chance, but it's greater than zero, right?
It's a year too early, right? Because he's not.
I think he's only got a year left there.
Right, that's what I was saying. It's a year too early. But he's gonna have to try to save face. It's the big job that he chose to take in the Big Ten.
I know,
but when Chip Kelly was at UCLA, he wasn't getting fired that offseason, right? Like he was
probably not.
He was on his way, probably out the door the next year,
or during the next season.
Probably.
Right?
He got ahead of it, didn't he?
Yeah. And so that point of, again, it doesn't strike me as a Luke Fickell move to say, I'm going to go ahead and just tap out on this. Like, strikes me as the type of guy who said, no, until you tell me it's not working, I'm going to fight with everything I have to turn this thing and fix it. If you want to consider it a mess, I'm going to fix my mess, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But from a logical standpoint, that might not be a terrible idea, because then he comes back here, defensive coordinator, and that defense has a lot to live up to, but he would obviously be up to the task.
And what if they win again? Maybe not this upcoming season, but in the next few years, Ryan Day probably goes and takes an NFL job, and then who's your coach going to be? Oh, looky here.
There he
goes.
is.
He's already in the building.
Here he is, already
in the wings. It's interesting you bring that up, and would you even say that Chip Kelly had high-level success as a head coach after Oregon? Obviously he had it at Oregon, but when he went to the NFL, he was such a hot topic when he got to the Philadelphia Eagles. I have to go back and look at their records. Maybe he had them in the playoffs. Maybe he was above 500.
He was not successful.
But wasn't successful. Went to the Niners, and then that flamed out. Went back to UCLA. It's just, I would think that Luke Fickell, to your point, Bone, he's probably got to scratch an itch to prove to himself that he can be a head coach. Maybe he did that enough at Cincinnati. Maybe he gets some comfort in knowing that he earned a job like Wisconsin, because of what he did at Cincinnati. And then for whatever factors, it's not working so far. It's a much more competitive conference, too. Wisconsin's not as easy to win at as it once was.
All things Buckeyes, 2 hours of Buckeye stuff coming up. Buckeye Roundtable, top of the hour. Back page.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bone. Well, Mike, here's a headline you don't usually get from People magazine. Chocolate recall updated to highest risk level. FDA warns consumption could cause death.
Oh, no.
This is from Cal Yee Farms. Their recall of some of their products, which includes, among other things, chocolate-covered almonds, yogurt-covered almonds, dark chocolate walnuts, butter toffee.
Oh, no.
Apparently, they had undeclared milk, soy, wheat, sesame, and almonds in the chocolate-covered. Anyway.
Oh, so it's allergen stuff.
It sounds like that, yes.
All right. So if you're not allergic, you're not going to die.
It sounds like that. But the products were distributed in California, Arizona, Virginia, New Mexico, Texas, Tennessee, Oregon, and Ohio. So if you bought some, you have those allergies, be aware of that. But yeah, pretty bad when they say it could cause death, but that now we know why. In either case, be careful with those things, is I guess what I can say to you.
Thank you, Bone.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Timmy.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Teddy.
Thank you, man.
All right. Hey, Buckeye Round. You can tell I'm angling for some time. Buckeye Roundtable is coming up next. See you tomorrow. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch out for a disabled vehicle that's blocking the left lane on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt after US 23. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side between Livingston Avenue and 33. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
Some Super Bowl player special props out there. Any player to record 100 or more receiving yards in the game is minus 155. Each quarterback to record 200 or more passing yards is even money. Any player to set the record in the Super Bowl and score 4 touchdowns is 20-1. And the current betting line for the game is Chiefs minus 1.5. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU.
The perfect low-rate card for your wallet.
Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Hey friends, Beamer here. I want to tell you about my new obsession. It's the Daisy French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures, I'm sure you have it too, during the football season, is eating dips. Sometimes with chips, wings, veggies, whatever you want to dip in there. And now Daisy, they've come out with a Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy Ranch dip. And these are a total game changer. They're just as good as homemade dips, if not even better. They've got real herbs and spices and ingredients you'd even find in your own kitchen. I invite you to try the Daisy French onion dip. I'm a big French onion guy. That's my favorite. You can look for Daisy French onion dip at a grocery store near you.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you bring Pella Columbus to your home, you get local, personal attention from an award-winning window and door crew.
Yep. Our crew is full of award winners, too.
Well, that's great, Wilson.
Yeah. Jerry alone has won the hot dog eating competition 2 years straight at the company picnic.
Well, that's not really the type of award I was talking about.
Still counts as an award.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventive maintenance checkup. It's getting cold out there. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the winter months. Check out Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric at CarpenterColumbus.com.
Sarah, Happy New Year. You look amazing. How are things with you and Mark?
Lisa, I can't thank you enough for telling me about Columbus Men's Clinic. We've totally rediscovered each other. He's working out, and we're doing more as a family than laying around watching TV.
I told you, they're incredible. My husband and I had the same experience. It's like having that spark all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. It's more than the physical. It's the connection, the energy. It's the best gift we could have given ourselves.
This new year, make the resolution that changes it all. Columbus Men's Clinic brings you proven options for ED, low testosterone, and enhancement. Reignite your drive. time, rebuild your confidence, and show up in the moments that matter most.
Here's to more love and more joy in the year ahead.
Cheers to that.
Book your appointment today at columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. That's columbusmensclinic.com or dial 614-300-7400. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Hey friends, Beamer here, and yes, I have a new update for you. I know you're thinking one of these weeks I'll put up a goose egg, but not yet. Not with Awaken 180. Another 4.8 pounds down last week with Awaken 180. And if you're following along, it's sure fun for me. 42 pounds in just 8 weeks. Let's put weight aside. I've stopped snoring thanks to Awaken 180. And what does that mean? Happy wife, happy life. Plus, bonus, I wake up feeling great because I'm actually sleeping through the night. Energy levels high, less pain in my knees, and now I'm able to play at the little gym with Willie and throw him up and down and watch him be a crazy man. I know most of these messages talk about how much weight I'm losing, but it's more about what losing weight is making me win in every other area of my life. For the big game this weekend, I'm pumped. Wings, meatballs, adult beverages, everything's still on the table while losing weight with Awaken 180. Let them show you how easy it is and give Awaken 180 a call. 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177.